Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something pretty wild.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
The Percy Jackson family tree. You know, gods, titans, demigods, the whole sprawling thing.
Oh, right. Less a tree, more like, I don't know, a tangled vine covering everything. It's intense.
Totally. And we've got this transcript from a YouTube video as our guide. Apparently, the creator spent, and I quote, several days figuring this tree out.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that tells you something right there. That's serious dedication to mythological genealogy.
Definitely. So our plan basically is to walk you through this massive web. We'll start right at the beginning, with chaos.
The very start.
And to show how interconnected everyone is, like the god, the heroes. They're almost all family. It's kind of the surprising truth here.
And seeing those connections, it really does shift how you view the whole story, the fights, the alliances, all of it.
Okay, let's do it. So beginning of beginnings, before anything solid, there was just chaos.
The void, yeah. The primordial soup, basically.
Yeah. And from chaos, we get the first beings, the source lists. Let's see. Nyx, that's night. Erebus, darkness. Tartarus, the pit. Pontus, the sea. Gaia, earth. Thalassa, another sea goddess, sort of a female aspect. And Uranos, the sky.
And boom, right away, these first beings start interacting, forming a relationship.
It doesn't take long at all. You've got Erebus and Nyx, darkness and night getting together.
Makes sense. And the source says they had kids. Hecate, Nemesis, and Hypnos.
Magic, revenge, and sleep. And look, already connecting to the books. Hecate's kids, Alabaster C. Torrington, Llewellyn Blackstone, Josephine.
Right, and Nemesis is Ethan Nakamura's mom. He was a pretty big deal, switching sides.
Yeah, complex character. And Hypnos, father of Clovis, the super sleepy counselor at Camp Half-Blood.
Huh, yeah. His cabin must be quiet. So even these ancient beings link straight to demigods we meet.
Exactly. Okay, moving on. Uranos, the sky. He also forms partnerships.
According to the source, yeah.
First with his sister Thalassa. And Uranos and Thalassa, they have Aphrodite, goddess of beauty.
A major player, obviously. And her kids include a whole bunch of familiar demigods, like Selena Beauregard.
Oh, Selena. Her story.
Yeah. And Drew Tanaka, Michael Kahaway, Piper McLean.
Piper, who's one of the Prophecy of Seven, right?
Yep, crucial character. Plus Mitchell, Lacey, lots of Aphrodite kids.
It's wild that Aphrodite traces back to those first siblings, Uranos and Thalassa. But Uranos wasn't done. He also partners with his other sister, Gaia.
Gaia, the Earth. And together, Uranos and Gaia have the 5 kids who become, like, the Titans. The main ones.
Hold on, before we get to them, the source mentions Gaia also had a thing with her brother Pontus, the sea.
Right, Gaia and Pontus. They had Thomas, who married Electra, and their kid was Iris.
Iris, the rainbow goddess.
Yeah.
And she connects to Butch Walker from Camp Half-Blood, the Iris cabin counselor.
See? Even the rainbow goddess fits into this massive ancient family puzzle. Okay, now let's go back to those 5 kids of Uranos and Gaia.
Yes, the core titans. Tethys, Oceanus, Iapetus, Rhea, and Cronos.
And again, you see siblings getting together. Tethys and Oceanus, brother and sister. They have a daughter, Clymene.
Okay, and Clymene then marries, wait for it, her uncle, Iapetus.
Yep, that's all very close-knit back then, apparently.
No kidding.
And Clymene, Iapetus, they're the parents of Atlas.
Atlas, the titan holding up the sky, big bad in the 3rd book.
Exactly. And think about his kids. Zoe Nightshade.
Oh man, Zoe, killed by her own father. That's brutal.
It really is. And his other daughter is Calypso, trapped on Ogygia, who falls for Leo Valdez later.
Right, so Atlas connects to both tragedy and, well, eventually romance. It really shows how these family ties drive the plot.
Absolutely. Makes the conflicts personal, not just cosmic.
Yeah.
Okay, so the biggest Titan couple, Rhea and Cronos, brother and sister again.
And their marriage is like the foundation for everything that comes next. Cronos, the main villain of the original series.
The Titan of time, yeah. He and Rhea have the 6 kids who overthrow them, the first Olympians. Hestia, Demeter, Hades, Poseidon, Hera, and Zeus.
The big names. Okay, let's trace the lines from these 6. Now, the source points out something fascinating first. Cronos himself is Chiron's father.
Whoa, wait. Chiron, the wise centaur, the mentor.
Yep. The ultimate guide for the heroes is the son of the ultimate villain they fight. Think about what that means. His perspective, his knowledge.
That adds a whole new layer to Chiron, knowing his father is Cronos. Okay.
Moving on. Demeter, goddess of the harvest. Her kids include Katie Gardner, Miranda Gardner, Meg McCaffrey.
Meg's a big character later on, yeah.
Yeah.
And Ladders and Layla, too.
Then Hades, Lord of the Underworld. His kids are super important. Nico and Bianca D'Angelo.
Hazel of Vest.
Hazel. Another one from the Prophecy of Seven, though technically Pluto's kid, right? Roman side.
Right. The source notes that, but same lineage, basically. Pluto, Hades, crucial character.
Okay, Poseidon, god of the sea, obviously. Percy Jackson. Prophecy of Seven, cornerstone.
And Percy's half-brother, Tyson the Cyclops.
Right. And Zeus, king of the gods, father to Thalia Grace.
Who becomes a hunter of Artemis.
Then Jason Grace, Camp Jupiter leader, also Prophecy of Seven.
So yeah, right there in that generation, children of Kronos and Rhea. You've got multiple members of the seven. It shows how central this family line is.
And guess what? History repeats. Well, the pattern continues. Hera and Zeus get married.
Brother and sister again, king and queen.
And they have kids together. Ares, god of war. Enyo, who's also Bellona in Roman form. And Hebe, goddess.
Okay, so Enya Bellona connects to Hyla and Reina Ramirez Arellano from Camp Jupiter.
Important Roman figures, yeah. Hebe's son is Palamontes, and Ares. Oh boy, Ares. Clarice LaRue.
Can't forget Clarice. Fierce. Also Sherman Yang, Mark, and Frank Zhang.
Frank. Another Prophecy of Seven member. Technically Mars' son, Roman Ares.
Right, and Frank's interesting. He's not just about war. Shows more complexity than just his parentage might suggest.
Good point. Now, Hera also had a son on her own. No Zeus involved. Hephaestus.
The blacksmith god. Master Crafts.
And he has a lot of demigod kids, usually the builders and tinkerers. Charles Beckendorf.
Beckendorf, yeah. Heroic sacrifice. Jake Mason, Nissa Barrera, and Leo Valdez.
Leo. Prophecy of Seven again. The fire user, the builder. Makes sense.
Totally. Plus Shane, Christopher, Harley.
Right.
A whole cabin full. So that's Zeus and Hera's direct family line, more.
Zeus wasn't exactly faithful.
Shocking, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had quite a few affairs, which led to even more gods and demigods, expanding the tree even further.
Let's hit some highlights. Zeus and Leto, a titaness. They had the twins, Apollo and Artemis.
Okay, Apollo, god of, well, a lot. Music, prophecy, light, healing. And he has a ton of kids. Halcyon Green, Lee Fletcher, Michael Yu, Will Solace.
Will Solace, yeah, Nika's boyfriend, major character later.
Right.
Austin Lake, Kayla Knowles, Laurel Victor, Gracie, Jan.
And the source even counts Octavian as a Roman legacy of Apollo.
Octavian, the augur, the villain.
Wow. So Apollo's kids range from healers like Will to, well, Octavian.
Shows diversity even within one godly parent, right? Okay, another affair. Zeus and Maya. And get this, Maya is Atlas's daughter. No way. The Titan holding the sky. So Zeus hooked up with the daughter of the Titan he defeated. That's complicated.
Right. And Zeus and Maya, parents of Hermes.
The messenger god, speedy dude, and his kids, also key players, Luke Castellan.
Luke, such a central, tragic figure. A fan favorite for complexity, the source notes.
Definitely. Also the Stoll brothers, Connor and Travis, Chris Rodriguez, Cecil Markovitz.
Quite the lineup for Hermes. Okay, next, Zeus and Semele.
Semele is unique, the source says, because she's the only mortal parent listed here whose kid becomes, well, significant in this divine way.
Right, because their son, Dionysus, actually becomes a god. Mr. D, the camp director.
An Olympian born from a mortal woman.
Wild.
And his kid, Castor and Pollux, Dakota, and Emmy's.
Got it. And one more big one. Zeus and Metis, goddess of wisdom.
Their child, Athena, goddess of wisdom and warfare, born from Zeus's head, wasn't she?
That's the story. And Athena's kids are, fittingly strategic and smart. The source name's Annabeth Chase.
Annabeth.
Yeah.
Main character, brains of the operation,
yeah.
And the final member of the Prophecy of Seven.
Makes perfect sense. And also Malcolm Pace.
So just looking at Zeus's extracurricular activities adds so many crucial characters to the mix.
Absolutely. When you put it all together, chaos, primordials, titans, Olympians, all these demigods, the scale is just huge.
The source counted, 103 characters? All linked on this tree.
103. By blood or divine parentage. It's incredible.
It really hammers home that point. Almost everyone is related. Gods, demigods, titans. They're all part of this massive interconnected family.
Yeah, the source mentions a few key figures aren't on this specific divine demigod tree like Grover or Ella or Rachel Dare. But compared to 103, that's a small number.
There are exceptions that prove the rule, sort of. It just shows how intertwined this mythological world really is. The complexity is kind of staggering.
It really is.
So, okay, we've laid out this ridiculously complex map, but why does it matter? What does knowing all this, do for understanding Percy Jackson?
Well, for me, it's about the story itself, the drama. Knowing Atlas is Zoe's father makes her death so much more poignant.
Yeah, definitely. Or Kronos being Chiron's dad, that casts Chiron's entire role in a different light.
Exactly. It adds layers to their motivations, their struggles. Think about the rivalries, like Athena versus Poseidon. That tension plays out between Annabeth and Percy initially.
Right. It gives their relationship more weight, knowing they overcame that ancestral baggage.
And it gives you those aha moments, like you said.
Yeah.
You see two characters interacting, maybe even fighting, and then you realize, wait, their grandparents were siblings? Or something crazy like that.
It makes you see the interactions differently. It's not just random alliances or enemies, it's ancient family history bubble.
Yeah, it makes the world feel both smaller, because everyone's connected, but also way deeper. These aren't just abstract battles. They're family feuds on a divine scale, playing out through their kids.
So yeah, this deep dive definitely shows that the Percy Jackson universe is one big, complicated, often messy family affair.
It really speaks to the richness of the source mythology, how Riordan wove it all together so consistently. You can actually map it.
So maybe next time you read the book or watch the show, keep some of this in mind. Notice those connections. Does it change how you see things?
And here's something to maybe chew on after this. With everyone being so connected by blood, does that make all the fighting more tragic? Kin against kin?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it maybe highlight how powerful individual choice is? How characters choose loyalty, choose friendship over just their bloodline or destiny? Think about the ones who fought against their own relatives. What does that say?
That's a great question. Choice versus destiny, played out in a massive divine family. Okay, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Percy Jackson family tree. Hope it gave you some new things to think about.